this week you're going to go ahead and write a paper on age. You did research this week and you hopefully enjoyed it. I'm hoping that you guys had a little bit of fun looking up different topics. Can you two name a couple of the different places that you felt like you did research in when it came to age?
Like the articles?
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, I can't. What did I say? I did what age is considered old,
Yeah.
and I did what's the perfect age in life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what else I did. Wait, hold on. Let me look at my
Okay.
article.
What about you, Joe? Do you remember?
I think I remember some. I did. What's the average age people learn to play in instruments?
Mm-hmm.
Age that professional athletes start playing their sports. And I forget what the third one was.
Yeah, that's okay. So the fun thing about this project, this paper, is that I am actually going to later today email all of you everyone's age articles so that you can even expand on what you've already researched so far in case something sounds interesting or more interesting than what you researched. The reason is because usually when I have this class in a classroom, everyone brings their articles and we spend like 30 minutes looking at each other's articles and the topics that they looked up, because sometimes we don't think of what they thought of, or we didn't find that article, so we didn't even realize it existed. And when it comes to your papers this week that you're going to write, I don't want you to feel tied down to any one particular topic you studied this week, but to be able to cultivate and use those articles maybe to lend themselves to what you do choose to write about. So for you guys this week, I am going to have I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you 3 pictures. And the other students, you know, as far as you guys doing the writing part of this, you don't have to do it right now. But when I share these 3 pictures, I'm going to want everyone to pause on the picture and write and respond to it. That's going to be your classwork, kind of like we did with the pictures that I emailed you with your assignment last week. But of course, these pictures are going to be about age. So let's see if I can figure this out where I share my screen. You're all going to see my messy screen. And I'm just going to do my desktop. We're going to share. And maybe it's not going to let me. Okay, just kidding. So this is what we're going to do instead. I don't know if it's possible for me to do this. And maybe just that I have to do a share like in Toolbox, but well, that makes me sad. It's saying that I have to go to my preferences, and I should have probably done this before we met for class. Let's go here and try that. And let's see if this will allow, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Oh, this makes me so sad. This is one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so I'll describe them, and then you guys can do the writing exercises with the Toolbox assignment. I have 3 pictures of celebrities with themselves. Now, it sounds weird, and it's not like a wax figure or an impersonator, but it is literally someone has photoshopped a picture of a young Mother Teresa and an old Mother Teresa standing next to each other. And I'm wanting you guys to respond in a way that you take that person, they're all notable people that you would recognize and know who they are, and you're going to respond with, what do you think that older version of them would tell the younger version of them about life to help them through life? Now, Mother Teresa is the oldest person that I have included. The other 2 are just more like pop culture people, and I definitely promise you will recognize them. So that's going to be your classwork this week, is for those people to again tell the younger version of themselves what would they tell their younger version to help them through life. Now, in class, a lot of my students, when we do that exercise, ask, well, what would that have anything to do with my age paper? Well, part of it is to kind of subconsciously know what it is that you think is important, because you don't know these people's personal lives, but you do know what has happened in the world around them during their existence. So what you might include in them telling themselves would be about maybe a stock market crash, if it were someone that were maybe a business person, or maybe about some sort of like horrible thing like 9/11 that happened, to warn them so that they could make it not happen, like things like that. And when you go back this week and you look at the articles that are offered, and then you also try to think of a topic that you want to narrow this idea of age down to, you'll start to realize what type of things are important. So for instance, maybe I want to warn Mother Teresa about 9/11 because I think, well, people are going to listen to her if she says that's going to happen. Sorry, that's my dog. If she says that's going to happen, they'll believe her, and then maybe they'll be able to stop that from happening. If I think that's important, and that's something that I write about during my writing exercises, then when I'm looking at age, I might actually start to research what ages are people recruited into terrorist groups. That might be something that I find fascinating and start to research, and then it becomes a topic for my paper. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sorry I couldn't do it on the screen. I was all excited about that. And I hopefully you guys will find the other two celebrity / pop stars funny and entertaining. In addition to this, what I want to talk to you guys about, and again, I told you guys this would be short, and I promise it will. I wanted to let you know this week when you open up your toolbox assignment, you might go like, because I have it listed as an MLA style 5-page paper to write. But what I wanted to clarify, and I think I did a good job of it in Toolbox, was to let you know that the 5th page is actually your works cited page, because any articles that you choose to use, you must use at least 5 works cited. They don't have to all be the articles, but you do have to have a works cited page and reference any statistics, material, quotes that you use from the articles. And again, it doesn't have to be the articles that I'm sending you from everybody. Like, these are just to spark inspiration so that you guys, if you can't find what you're looking for, you'll know what you want to look for after seeing what everybody else researched. And if you see by the title of the article, it's not something you're interested in, I'm not expecting you to open and read every article that everybody researched, just so we're clear. As we come up on the last few weeks of school, I will tell you the papers do get longer every week, but I am kind, so don't worry. I always try to calm students down that when we get started talking about 7 or 8 or 10-page papers, that I don't introduce new topics. We try to build on the topics that we've already written so that you have some content already prepared and already used and hopefully already edited. The one thing bad about where we're at right now is that I can't edit all of your papers and send them back to you. But hopefully at this point, you know what we're looking for when it comes to a research paper. Are there any questions so far? I feel like this should be more discussion oriented and I'm just blabbering on.
Not really.
Okay, good. So when it comes to your work this week, if you do have any questions, and I feel like I say this every week, feel free to reach out. I try to be good about like red flagging everybody's assignments. So my goal is this Wednesday, we've actually been painting our house. Quarantine life, like we got bored and just started painting one room at a time. So my goal, last week I actually got caught up on last week's homework, but the stuff that you guys have emailed me in the last 2 or 3 days, I probably won't get to until Wednesday, but by the end of the week, you'll have your grades all in there. And from what I understand, I checked with one of the board members. They said that nobody's complained, or I'm like not far behind. Like there are some teachers that don't have anything in there. So I feel pretty good about that. But if there's something that you see missing, like try to let me know ahead of time, because then I can work on it this week or next week, and we're not waiting until after school's out, and then you're like, oh, I saw that assignment, where was it, or so, you know what I mean. Let's be ahead of the game on that, because once school's out, it's really hard to get back in the swing of trying to make up an assignment and you feel like you're done, especially Joe, you, since you're graduating. Yes. Okay, well, if that's all, and if y'all don't have any questions, then we can be done. How crazy is that? 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I was telling Joe, I don't know if you were here, if the videos work better, like the YouTube videos, I'll just do those. But if for some reason you guys do need to ask questions and you need a face, I'm happy to meet up this way too.
Okay.
Okay?
Whenever we email you, do you
Mhm.
prefer like, or does it matter if if I email you directly or like through Toolbox?
It does not matter to me at all. I actually, when it comes into my inbox, I stick a little red flag on everything that's a student's assignments. You're not the only one that does that. I think some people are afraid of Toolbox and things getting eaten up in the internet. So some people just feel more comfortable emailing me, and that's totally fine.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
I don't mind
Okay.
either way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The only other thing I can think of is if for some reason, and I don't think you guys have another test or anything like that this year, my other classes, I'm actually doing their tests in Toolbox. So that's the only time they actually have to get in there unless they're checking their assignment or their grade book. So
Okay.
you guys totally lucked out.
Yay.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, a great week. And if you guys need anything, let us know. We're actually, yesterday at our church, we went and delivered toilet paper to a few people. So I'm your
Oh.
girl if you need some help.
Thank you. Have a great week too.
Thanks. Bye, you guys.
Bye.